There is nothing more memorable than a scent. We know this, man. We know what it does to us when we embrace that and how much of a confidence booster it can be. It holds the ability to bring about nostalgia, to speak to your heart and hopefully someone else's heart as well. So it's no surprise that we have a day dedicated to celebrating the existence of fragrances. And today is, in fact, International Fragrance Day because it matters. And here to guide us through the process of choosing and applying our favorite scents is stylist and creative director Taryn Oppel, who is not an expert on scents, but everything you say makes sense.
Right, hopefully.
Always, girl. You've proven that beyond a shadow of a doubt. The bottom line is our fragrance, even the bottle, and let's pay homage to the gorgeous bottles that is, I think, that first touch point, but this is an extension of our style.
Yes.
Our scent is an extension of our style and personality.
And the bottles sort of represent, you know, the designers behind the fragrance as well.
Sure.
So that's a really nice thing to put on your shelf or, you know, in your little beauty cabinet.
And don't you feel so proud when you got a couple of fragrances laid out? You're like, I am wealthy.
Like, I've made it.
I've done it. Now, the bottles are gorgeous, and they do speak to, I would imagine, the essence of the scent as well. So that can be your first guide when wanting to find the right scent for you. But it can be daunting because selection is so wide. What do you recommend when looking at, what process do you go through for yourself when looking for the scent that works?
So it can be quite overwhelming because, you know, it's quite a commitment when that seal is broken on the box. You got to commit to it. You know, but there are ways to, you know, make the sort of experience of purchasing a fragrance quite easy.
Okay.
I think the first thing is to narrow down what sort of fragrance note you're more inclined to. Are you more of a warm, fresh, oriental or woody type person?
Yeah, I always look at it like, is it a more spicy vibe or is it a kind of
Are you into more floral or citrus or like an ocean sea breeze?
Or a mix of
which
all
is more
of
like
them.
me. Yeah.
Sure.
And you could mix all of them too, but we'll get to that later. And then obviously there's recommendations. I mean, you might discover fragrances that you haven't heard of before just by someone suggesting something. Or what I do is if you walk past me and you smell incredible, I'm like, what are you wearing?
Yeah.
And then I try it and see if it works on me.
Can be a little bit weird though.
Not in a creepy way. Not in a creepy way.
No, but for sure, because also you need to smell a scent on yourself. It's not just about picking up the bottle and smelling it. There's some other chemistry that goes on in that space, and everyone has a different scent that works for them.
Exactly.
And that will stay on for longer. So my next question is, because we value what's inside the elixir so much, you want to make sure that that scent lasts. How do we achieve that?
Okay, so first of all, you should apply your fragrance to a well-moisturized skin because it's almost like an adhesive to your skin.
Cool.
And also spray in the pulse points, so at your wrist, on the inside of your elbow, behind your ears, all of those pulse points, like they sort of ignite the fragrance a little bit more because they warm up in a way. You know?
I get that.
And then, what else? I'm lost.
No, I love it. And the thing for me is, like, you don't want it all to be sitting on your clothes. So are you one of the people who sprays it in the air and then, like,
Oh, no. Because I also like to wear different kind of fragrances. So I like to apply it on my skin, not my clothes, so that if I swap out, you know, my clothes, it doesn't smell like the previous fragrance.
My,
you know what I mean?
wardrobe department right now is just rolling their eyes at me. They're rolling their eyes at me.
No, but I mean, you could also, in another way, sort of blend your fragrances that live in the same family. Like, you know, you layer your lipstick and you layer your eyeshadow to create a different. You can build it, and it's sort of changes over time and throughout the day. So that's a really great tip as well.
I love that. Then maybe a good way to think about this from the angle of how this can represent the style of what you're trying to achieve.
Yes.
Because there is a link there, and there'll be moments where I'll want to wear a particular fragrance if I'm all dressed up and I'm doing a particular activity, if I'm on a stage. And often it's not about the people that are going to be smelling me, I suppose. Yeah. It's more about how I feel and the confidence boost that it gives me. Other days, I don't want to go full on, and you want a slightly lighter scent. So how can your scent be an extension of your style?
Right, so you should think of your fragrances like you think about your wardrobe. I mean, if you're having a super casual day, or if you have a daytime event, you're going to go for something like the Versace, which is quite fresh and florally. And then, you know, if you're going to switch to a sort of nighttime soiree, you could go for the Rabanne, which is gorgeous.
A little bit more
that is amazing.
Well, yeah.
And then for men, I'm really obsessed with the Burberry Hero. This is great for daytime, I think. And then we've got the Dolce & Gabbana and the Narciso Rodriguez for him, which is more of your nighttime, musky, sort of richer fragrances, which are really great.
I love that, and it's worth spending a bit of time with a fragrance expert in store to test these things because they'll know better than most.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing how often you'll walk in and they're like, okay, you're a Hugo Boss kind of guy, or they'll just get
just
that.
by your style.
Are there any fragrances that really leap off the page for you? Obviously, there is a huge selection available. What gets you really excited?
I'm really a sort of fresh fragrance girl. So like I love the smell of like fresh cotton and like sea breeze and maybe something a little bit floral, but not too sort of potpourri.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
Like, you know, it's like you leave for your gran. But yeah, that's sort of where I resonate because my style in general is quite laid back. And if I do dress up, it's like quite lighthearted. So that's something that I lean towards. I don't know what sort of thing you like to go for.
I've kind of gone a few different directions, and I think as I've aged, my appreciation and what I want out of a fragrance has changed. But I recently got reintroduced to like pleasures or those smells that first got me into the fragrance game, and it's like, wow, I can remember how I felt when I wore that fragrance.
It's like nostalgic.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got from every generation or every era of my kind of generational growth, I've got
that,
which I absolutely love. I'm trying to talk to you here, but my eyes are being blinded because the light is reflecting off your hand to such a degree. Can you please hold that little hand up with that giant rock on there? Can we just get a round of applause because someone has been hit? Congratulations.
Thanks, Graham.
What fragrance will you be wearing to the wedding?
God,
Hey, can we
I
make
don't
you
know.
really nervous?
This is gonna be it for me.
And he'll love it.
Oh, we'll
so
see.
congratulations to
Thank
both
you
of you, man.
so
That is
much.
absolutely
Thank you.
wonderful. You are so deserving of this happy life, girl. Go and embrace it.
Thank you so much,
and thank
Graham.
you for helping us embrace the process of selecting that right fragrance for you. I know it can be quite daunting because there is so much to choose from. So let's make it quite simple. And of course, you can create perfect poetry with your own dream scent that will leave you an everlasting impression, and you can shop it all at Woolworths in-store, online or on the app. Plus, you can stand a chance of winning one of 5 Antonio Banderas to the value of 1,140 Rand each. Simply reply to the competition post on our Facebook, our Instagram or our X pages and tell us what your ultimate fragrance is. Push the boat out. Okay, it's a safe place and you could be winning and winning big. Don't forget to hashtag Woolies Beauty to get yourself into that competition. And of course, it closes on Sunday, the 24th of March, but you can find all the T's and C's that apply on expressoshow.com. Good luck. And Taryn, congratulations.
Thanks,
once
Graham.
again,
Thank
my
you.
friend. Oh.